there, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on the news desk of NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Tessie Omeri. Figures from the Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) says the number of total confirmed cases of COVID-19 is 67. Total number of discharged COVID-19 patients from the Isolation and Treatment Center at the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital Gwagwalada is now 23 in the territory. The patients were discharged having certified all necessary protocols. The Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Aliu has announced that the administration will ensure strict compliance of the presidential sit-at-home order in the 6 area councils to pave way for a hitch-free distribution of palliative items to the vulnerable and the rural communities. The minister made this declaration during a stakeholders meeting with graded chiefs in the FCT as well as representatives of religious and political leaders. The report will be brought to you in the course of the bulletin. The FCT Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Aliu again has flagged off the distribution of palliative materials to the 6 area councils of the territory to cushion the effect of the sit-at-home order. She maintains that all hands must be on deck to ensure that the poor and the vulnerable get the materials. I'm afraid that report too is not ready at the moment. As soon as you're ready, we'll bring it to you. Moving on, experience has shown that the lockdown of social activities is key in curbing the spread of the coronavirus, as the case of many countries, particularly Nigeria, that is fighting to contain the pandemic. Hawagimba reports that many commend the lockdown initiative, but what more to be done to ease the hardship among the poor?
To implement a total lockdown for 3 major states that is home to millions as a measure to curb the increasing spread of coronavirus, Nigerian government ordered a total lockdown of Lagos, Ogun State, and the Federal Capital Territory Abuja, where the infection have been huge. Research shows that most Nigerians live substance lifestyle and without going out to fend for what to eat. This is why providing palliative at this time is crucial.
I so believe that the present step the FCT administration in particular have taken, and the federal government at large, is a very good step. However, it needs re-strategizing. Haven't come 2 weeks back. The system, the government have seen what the people are talking about, the people want. I want to believe that at this stage, the city center at a point has been properly handled by the government. The next phase within these 2 weeks extension should be the satellite town.
This hunger might kill people before the virus, but government has a unique opportunity to provide palliative and shockers for people, but also for businesses, because these informal sectors, they have staff that they have to pay their salary.
Even as the cash payments were made to some vulnerable Nigerians in Kwali under the Conditional Cash Transfer Scheme, the provision of food remains key in most area councils of the nation's capital amidst public outcry of hunger. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Earlier, we told you that the FCT Minister of State, Ramatu Tijani Aliu, has announced that the administration will ensure strict compliance of the presidential sit-at-home order in the 6 area councils to pave way for a hitch-free distribution of palliative items to the vulnerable in the rural communities. The minister made this declaration during a stakeholders meeting with graded chiefs in the FCT, as well as representatives of religious and political leaders.
The FCT palliative distribution exercise will be flagged off in Abaji Area Council on Friday, April 17, 2020. FCT Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Aliu stated that the decision to begin with Abaji was to test run the palliative distribution in regards to security personnel and logistics, with a view to improving on any identified mistakes in subsequent area councils.
A Christian and a Muslim, let them form it. It's not traffic, they are surrounding their luggage. And there is police force there. If not, where will they carry it that it will not be evening? And for places that is, that is far, then maybe they will go in and the cars will be escorted out the next morning to the police station and they carry it again. There's such people, such places are few. We know that we have 10 wards in each area council.
Speaking on behalf of other traditional rulers, the owner of Abaji, who is also the chief of FCT Councils of Chiefs, His Royal Highness Adamu Baba Yunusa, pledged the support of all graded chiefs to ensure the success of the exercise.
I am going to give you 100% cooperation to make sure that we achieve our aims and objectives of our coming out of the distribution.
Abaji is targeted because it has the smallest population and one of the poorest councils in the FCT by the FCT administration data. During the distribution, the security will be mobilized and lock down each area council to enable them move from house to house. In Abuja, Ifani Izumba, NTA News.
Moving on, the ability of government to ensure effective testing of more people in crowded spaces is key to checking community transmission of the deadly coronavirus. Rosemary Moltelen Bilal witnessed this effort by FCT health authorities in Mabushi area of Abuja.
The FCT administration has since commenced a community active case search through sensitization and collection of samples to test for COVID-19. Today, the team was in Mabushi Community, Amak Area Council, to sensitize and carry out free testing of coronavirus for residents of the community. There was orderliness as health workers tested residents of Mabushi, who also got protective gears as part of efforts to contain community transmission of COVID-19. Head of Risk Communication and Social Mobilization, Awa Umar Suleiman, said the program, which is to sensitize community, is going to be a continuous one in all the communities in the FCT.
Started with Amak because from what we had before, majority of the victims are within Amak, Maitama especially, Maitama, Warimpa, Asukoro sites. So we realized that a lot of the community members around the satellite vicinities of Maitama or Amak itself live around these communities, and they are the domestic helpers. It's either they are domestic helpers, they are drivers, or they one way or the other, they must have socialized with these people.
The process, I can see it is convenient. They really tried. They are doing their job, and our people keep coming.
I've been hearing over millions of cases of coronavirus to my hearing, and I've been seeing on the media has been going on, and that is the reason why I come out as I understand that they are running the test.
The team leader confirmed that all the samples being collected and tested have all come back negative. Rosemary Moltelen Bilal, NTA News.
The FCT administration has activated mobile courts in strategic areas of the territory for speedy prosecution of violators of the lockdown order. Asabe Tanimu Williams, who was at the AYA mobile court runabout, reports that most offenders were charged for route violation.
The mobile courts will enhance PD and on-the-spot prosecution of violators of the presidential lockdown directive. One Innocent Okeke was the first charged at AYA mobile court for route violation.
As you have already seen, FCT administration has marched words with action. The courts are already on ground, and the prosecution of offenders that violated the lockdown is already ongoing.
Those of us who are not on the exemption list should please stay at home. Tomorrow we'll tighten the grip. Beside our road offender, we'll be having many persons here.
The director of VIO, Wadata Bodinga, called on FCT residents to stay at home and avoid stiff penalties.
Well, my judgment was that my car will be in their custody till 30th of this month. I should pay a fine of 1,000 naira, which a good Samaritan has helped me to pay.
Some of the violators were fined between 2,000 and 5,000. Those whose vehicle have been impounded will retrieve them after the lockdown. Asibitani Williams, NTA News.
Emmanuel Imodia commercial taxi driver arrested, tried and convicted for some unlawful conduct has tendered unreserved apology to Nigerians in line with a court order. Abdullahi Suleiman Iyaji reports on the matter.
The day's proceeding began in a charged atmosphere. So hot was the courtroom that it took the entry of presiding judge, Magistrate Chukwuemeka Obani, to douse the tempo and commence trial of Emmanuel Imodu, a commercial driver arraigned and charged for driving without a license, resisting arrest, and indecent exposure, to which the accused pleaded guilty and was ordered to publicly apologize to Nigerians on national TV. He was also sentenced to 6 months in prison with an option of 23,000 naira fine.
I'm sorry for taking off my clothes and every other misconduct that happened. I'm sorry, Nigerians. Please forgive me. So I want to advise my fellow Nigerians to please obey the presidential order. Stay at home and don't fall a victim.
I advise that people should adhere strictly to the order because they are meant to be enforced.
Another case heard by the court was that involving the FCT Police Command and a nursing mother, Blessing Jewel, accused of causing bodily harm to a policeman on duty when she allegedly refused to stop at a checkpoint and instead zoomed off with the officer on the bonnet of her car until she was chased and apprehended. She, however, pleaded guilty to the charges, after which her counsel applied for bail. Magistrate Chukwuemeka Obani granted her bail in the sum of 200,000 naira with a surety who must be a grade level 7 civil servant and a businessman with reasonable means of livelihood.
We are happy that at the end of the day, she's been granted bail in liberal terms.
Both cases violate the Quarantine Act of 1990. The outcome of these cases is interesting as it serves as a uniting force for the legal counsels against a common enemy, which is the coronavirus disease. It's back to you, studio.
Many thanks, Abdullahi Iyaji. Earlier, we told you that the FCT Minister of State, Ramatu Tijani Aliu, has flagged off the distribution of palliative materials to the 6 area councils of the territory to caution the effect of the sit-at-home order. The minister maintained that all hands must be on deck to ensure that the poor and the vulnerable
You take an arithmetic of at least 5 people per household. Now we give you a total of 5 people multiplied by the 100 targeted poor and vulnerable in each area council.
The chairman, Kwali Area Council, appreciating trucks to their various wards in Abuja, Ifeanyi, Izumba, NTA News.
The needs of COVID-19 situation.
You're still watching NTA Abuja Channel 5 News at 1 p.m. We're being joined in the studio by Dr. Jumwe Amadou, the Acting Director of Strategy, Federal Capital Territory Administration, who'll be shedding more light on the trending issues. Ma, you're welcome to our studio.
Thank you very much.
Now let's begin. How is the community case search ongoing? How has it been?
Okay, that has been going on well, and from the report yesterday, 4 cases were identified from the community active testing. Okay. Yes, and we are still appealing to residents to remain at home because for us to bring down our curve in FCT, like it has been in the past 2 days before yesterday's report came out, people should remain in their houses. That way, we'll be able to track down their contacts and really contain the spread.
Okay, ma, from what you have said, it means that it's successful.
Yes, so far it's successful. Our curves in Abuja has been steady, but we're still enjoying people. Like the ministers have been saying, the only secret from what we've been seeing from developed society is for people to maintain social distancing, respect the lockdown and stay at home order by government. That way, we'll not be able to have more cases. And like people are always saying, COVID-19 will not come into your house. It's only when you go out on the street and you have encounter that you're going to be contact, that the disease will come into your body. So the best thing is for us to remain at home and ensure that we stay with our loved ones, except when you have a very, very essential reason to be out, you should remain at home. And when you are out again, wear your face mask. You don't know who you might be exposed to. So that is what we are advising going forward.
Okay, thank you, Ma. The FCT just commenced the distribution of palliatives. We want to know who are involved in the process.
Thank you very much. Joint Minister of State, Dr. Ramatu Tijani Aliu, she is the chairperson of the palliative distribution that is airtight, that nobody will be able to come up with any excuse after the distributions are completed. And she also ensured she should own the process. That was why, like you saw on the news a while ago, she handed over to the area council chairman, who in turn will now give it to his councillors. They were all present. She said each of the 10 wards, apart from Amak that we have 12 wards, the vehicles going to each ward should be loaded from the city center so that each councillor will be responsible for his own consignment. And at that ward level also, there's a 9-man committee comprised of the traditional rulers, the religious rulers, youth, women group, civil society. All the stakeholders in that particular ward are going to be part of those that will distribute. And she has also said that during this distribution period, everybody should remain in his house. There will be total lockdown in the particular area council that they are going to distribute. You'll be in your house. When they come to your house, they will knock. The head of the house will come out, will get the package. We have rice, and we have also the condiment that they can always verify. And she also enjoyed the chairman that whatever they are taking from the city center, they should ensure that they get the accurate number that they're supposed to go to the area council with, because she will hold them accountable. Their people will hold them accountable. So nobody is going to have any reason to say that he or she did FCTA.
Okay, from what you have said, I've seen this transparency, in the level of distribution, because the caliber of the team made up and all that. Would like to know who are these beneficiaries, these palliatives?
We've been saying it over and over again. The beneficiaries are the vulnerable. Yeah. And when she said it should be community owned, it means if you're in a community, you know who deserves this in your community. That is why the ward councillors are involved, traditional rulers are involved. They know the vulnerable among them, whom will be given. And because of the quantity of what we have, it's possible that we are still going to go back again. And that's why she has instructed also. For example, we are going to Abaji today. There will be like a system that will be in place, just like we have during immunity. Your house, they will mark X, ABX1. It means they have come to your household. If you said, and she mentioned that this morning also, if you come to claim that you were not given, through these measures on ground, she said a team will still go back again to verify that yes, you're in this community, you deserve it, and you're not giving. So if that happens, we have a view. So the beneficiaries are the vulnerable in these rural communities.
Well, how do you check? You say the community are in charge. They know who is vulnerable and who is not. What if the community, maybe misinform you about who is vulnerable and who is not? How do you really check?
That is why we have the civil society, whom we trusted to be very objective. They are part of the teams that are going to go around. So they will check whatever it is that the community leaders are telling us. And among them also, they will have somebody that resides in that place. She has ensured that all these things should be put in place, because in FCT we want to learn from the visuals we are seeing on social media about happenings where these palliatives are being distributed. And that's I also want to thank the security agencies in Abuja who have everything under control from their own end. The CP Bala Chiroma, he's the chairman. He assured her yesterday. And for what we saw at Area 10, they are all ready. We have some on ground. They're waiting. Distribution will come.
Do that. Actually heave a sigh of relief. Because from our outings and our observations, whenever we go out, people always complain, we are hungry, all we need is the palliatives. And now that the FCT is ready to do that, I want to say the residents will actually heave a sigh of relief. Now let's move to other issues, still talking COVID-19 actually. The level of compliance with the lockdown, how would you rate it?
Before yesterday, if you notice yesterday, we now have a mobile court now. Maybe we are believing and hoping that will make settlement means business. If you're seen on the street, you're going to be tried, convicted, and you either pay fine or you go and rest. Since you don't want to stay in your house, you go and rest in one of our prisons, God forbid. So people should take this thing serious. Level of compliance is very, very low in our rural area councils. And that is why the minister have put in place a community sensitization team made up of the youth that speaks their languages. They go out there every day to talk to them, so that by speaking their languages, they will know the importance of them remaining at home, so that this thing will really be contained. The community transmission we are scared about shouldn't really explode into our faces in Abuja.
Thank Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I wish we could just go on and on, but time is not on our side. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for coming to our studio.
Thank you very much.
We have been discussing with Dr. Jume Ahmad, the Acting Director of Strategy FCT. The most important one, the palliative,
Yes.
where residents have been yearning and have been waiting for. Thank you, ma, for coming.
Thank you very much.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.
FCT COVID-19 Grassroots Sensitization Campaign. Prevent the spread of coronavirus. Stay home, stay safe. Report any large gathering to the FCT call center COVID-19 situation room. The numbers are 080 9993 6313 or 080 9993 6312. Another number 080 31230330. The number for WhatsApp is 070 42128340. The national emergency number is 112. Remember, stay home, stay safe. Stop the spread of coronavirus.
Thank you for staying tuned. The Abuja market, only traders and buyers with face masks will be allowed into market premises. This move is to further curtail the spread of COVID-19 in the territory. Miriam George Jitubo has details. I'm afraid that report...
The Managing Director, Abuja Market Management Limited, Abubakar Usman Farouk, says the directive is in line with the outcome of the stakeholders meeting with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, all in
see us turning back people tomorrow in our markets because we want everybody to be protected, since there is almost very difficult to maintain social distancing. So we want to add now use of face masks is compulsory in the market. So at least whatever you have, you keep it within you. The customer keeps his own within him, while the trader keeps his own within him. So we are protecting, it is a double protection now.
He, however, appealed to FCT residents to comply with the new market operation directive, as it is for the good of residents and the country as a whole. Mariam George, Jitubo, NTA News.
The Federal Capital Territory Ministerial Task Force team on COVID-19 has apprehended one Ben Kehinde for violating traffic rule as the team set out for patrol at the break of dawn.
Listen to me. God is my witness. Go to federal staff. You see my record. Since February, I'm a spider.
As the police stormed this venue, a lot of them are dispersing, trying to get away. She took cover at this settlement, but it was no respite as the policemen still caught up with her.